What's up, YouTube? So I'm just going for a little run right now, but today's topic, I'm gonna talk about reasons why I do not agree nor respect or like the American school system. So let's get to it. So I'm only talking about the school system in America. I don't know how other schools are in different countries, but specifically for America, the United States corporation, America, basically, the U.S. Within these college systems and these high schools and middle schools, there's so much power dynamics that takes place in the society, not only with work, but within the military, within parental dynamics, within marriages. There's a lot of power play when it comes to the person in authority, or when it comes to a specific gender, when it comes to authority and power play. So, for example, marriages with females, they have the authority, they have the power dynamic is leaning more towards the female. When both lovers, or when both couples divorce, the female has the most power because she gets the most money handed to her. She gains access to most of the resources. If they have kids, the father or the male is obligated to pay the female child support. And if he doesn't do that, he gets sent to jail, he loses his freedom, and most of his hard-earned money gets taken from him. And most of the time, it's these females, they abuse their power. So they use the child against the father. So they purposely tell lies on the child to go against the father. Or they use the court system and these laws to go against the father. Females can be very two-faced, fake, and manipulative with that shit. And it's been shown and proven all over the news and social media and people's life experiences. Now when it comes to parents, the reason why we have a lot of females that are very traumatized, that do not take accountability, that are very narcissistic, is because lack of proper parenting. A lot of father figures do not know how to raise their daughters, and a lot of mothers choose the wrong men to have kids with, and a lot of mothers like to lie on the father and abandon the father and abandon the kids, or they'll turn the kids against the father due to resentment because females are choosing the wrong dudes to have kids with, because females like to use men for personal gain, pleasure, and resources. So, and because of that, the reason why we have a lot of people, especially in this generation, that do not have the emotional intelligence, that do not have the proper awareness to do the right thing, to be respectful, to move in integrity, to have basic common sense, to have emotional intelligence, is due to lack of parental figures, is due to failed parents, is due to parents failing to raise their kids properly, to help them feel safe emotionally and to get their nervous system regulated. Now, when it comes to school systems, just the fact that, there's a grading system. People are forced to not use outer resources to get answers like ChatGPT, Claude AI, Google, other sources to get information from. Even though everything is online, everything is fucking through the internet, but yet they won't let you use the internet to get answers. What sense does that make? If you are in real life, you're gonna have to use outer resources to gain information along with your mind. School doesn't allow you to do that. It allows you to use outdated terms. It forces you to use outdated systems to operate at a newer system. That doesn't make no fucking sense. You can't do that. So, and also, students are forced to learn the same thing, not knowing a lot of people have different mindsets. A lot of people do things differently. A lot of people learn different ways, but yet they want to grade someone's assignments or how much they memorize off of a fucking grade. And if they don't pass, then they still got to pay their hard-earned money back to the school that the school system forced them to have a certain grade. These grades do not define your intelligence. It defines your memory and defines you willing to do the assignment or not. So there's a bunch of bullshit. School doesn't focus on learning. It doesn't. School doesn't help you gather information to utilize and learn on your own. Instead, school forces you to abide by a system on how the school system wants you to do it. And you got professors who are so fucking stupid that they don't know how to question the system. They don't know how to think outside the box. They don't know that their system is outdated and that they're not there to help their students. They're just here for a paycheck, or they just don't give a fuck. So that's the type of world we're dealing with. There's a lot of bullshit in this fucking world. So how I go about it is that, like, I'm aware of it, but I got to do what I got to do. But I don't really take this life personally. I just look at it for how it is, that there's a lot of fuckery going on, and then I adjust accordingly. But without a doubt that there's a lot of bullshit that needs to be addressed within these fucking school systems. And in the near future, I'm going to make changes to my channel to where I'm going to create blueprints and guidelines on how society should be ran. When it comes to the school system, when it comes to parental dynamics, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to how people should treat other people. So that's all I got to say. Have a good one. Peace.